everything comes to an end. And knowing that things end eventually makes life worth living. So the last couple of weeks I've been reflecting a lot about this past year and, my professional life, my personal life, also here on YouTube, what it means to me, what I take with me to the new year. And yeah, I figured out what to do to properly end this year for me and also for my YouTube channel. So I just tried to write some thoughts down. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I started 2025 with a video about how New Year's resolution can suck, controversial, and how you can change things at any time, at any point in your life. And I just kind of looked through most of my YouTube videos that I published this past year in 2025. And honestly, for the most part, I'm very happy about them. I tried to make things that I would watch and that I would feel like I would gain some knowledge from if I would be in a certain point in my life. And once in a while, I get comments that just completely fulfill me and make my day. And out of the blue, like on all the videos sometimes, and it's just the best thing. You feel easily discouraged with fighting against an algorithm that is most of the time not in your favor, and just feeling like you're screaming or you're putting something out there that is seemingly just being dumped in between thousands of great videos. And then once in a while, a real person just comments something real on your video, and I'm beyond grateful. And I'm very, very, very grateful for each and every one of you who is taking their time, their precious time to watch one of my videos. I very much am. And as I said at the beginning, endings are part of life. In fact, every life ends at some point. And then this year I was confronted with death twice, actually. And I saw firsthand what it can mean for people to lose a very close family member. And of course, due to my health anxiety, I am also thinking a lot about death and what it could mean, and dying of horrible diseases, and fear of just, not being there for my family, daughter, and soon son. Things like what happens to my family, or I want to see certain milestones of my kids growing up, And there was no health scare, but those thoughts kept coming back to me in the last couple of weeks. And I know anxiety is part of me, and I know that when the world around me gets louder, seemingly through, media, social media and stuff like that, and also stress, my inner voices or my inner thoughts get amplified and louder. And it is something I'm still working on, and it's something that I felt I've mastered, which then again, I was reminded that it's not something that you master, it's something that you keep evolving, keep growing, keep managing, and eventually completely, hopefully, become peace with. Yeah, you think you have things figured out, you have things going your way, but then you're confronted with something else and seemingly start over. And remembering that so many people go through the same stuff and have been for centuries, like in the past, is a key not to go crazy. But then again, it's the simple things that ground us feeling, seemingly. Like I've always come back to the simple, small things surrounding me in my life at a current moment or a situation, or the things that ground me. So family, friends, small things like going for walks, just enjoying a moment out in nature. And I will try to, again, bring it back full circle to the first video I made this year, or 2025. Try to enjoy those small moments more. It's not a New Year's resolution, it's just something I've come to realize that in the past couple of months, where life was super hectic, crazy amount of work. And then on top of that, all the negative news everywhere seemingly. I need to focus more on the good things and small good things. And that is something I will take with me to the new year. So enjoying the simple things, as in Zombieland. I've used that reference before in one of my videos. I'm trying to be more aware of my surroundings, like if I'm out for a walk or if I'm playing with my kid. And that is a great thing, because a kid can be a good teacher in that regard, because they are always, or seemingly always, very present in their moment and very aware of things that are going on around them if they're not zoning out, obviously. That is something I'm trying to take on to the new year. And with that, I hope for more peace with the end. And I know that life can be over at any point, and I know it's like this saying that, you know, live every day to the fullest and stuff like that. But for now, I'm part of it. I'm part of life. I'm here. And I also have the power to put out some positive energy. And that's the most important part, to not feel so powerless, and with all that stuff that surrounds you, put out the change that you want to see in the world. I talked about that multiple times before, and the word that comes to mind is kindness. It's always coming back to being kind to one another, showing each other that kindness is more powerful and has more power than hatred and stuff that separates us. And I truly believe that kindness is something that we have to teach each other again, that we have to show each other again more, because kindness is the counterpart to all the wars, the killing and the hatred. And I feel like together we're much stronger than separated, obviously. And I think being kind ultimately makes a huge impact, even if it's in your own life or in somebody else's life. I feel like if you're being treated kind, you are much more likely to treat someone else kind, and vice versa. So where I'm going with this, well, I feel like ultimately I just want to say I'm very grateful for you watching those videos that I put out there for probably nobody to see. For all the sweet, kind comments that I've received this past year, for all the encouraging words that I should keep going and should make those videos even though the algorithm is not always in my favor, and that I honestly can change someone's life with those videos, or at least make someone's day. And for the most part, I'm very grateful for the people that surround me, for the people that I've attracted in this world, my family, my friends, like my kids, my son being born in a couple of weeks, my mom, my dad, my sister, all of those people that are very, very, very vital in my life, and I'm very grateful for. And it's true, I feel like the energy that you put out there comes back to you, and I want to put out more positive energy, because I love receiving that energy back. So with this last video, I wish you a happy new year, a great 2026. I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.